What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the GoldBoys meets OddsShopper meets Mr. Brad Thomas over there. I'm excited to talk through a little soccer. We're going to go through our MLB bets, and we're going to finish things out here on the program with the John Deere Classic, which is near and dear to my heart as somebody who's from South Dakota, played Division I golf at Iowa State, and then, well, meandered my way down to the John Deere. I've played TPC Deere Run a number of times. However, this field and these odds suck. But we're going to get
Stinks,
into
man.
Oh, buddy, it is just brutal. Last 2 weeks have just been insane odds boards in the PGA streets. Had no idea what to do with that. However, I did speak Cam Davis kind of into fruition. Ended up jumping on that one Saturday night. He was sitting at like plus 700, plus 800, routinely there with like a couple of holes to play. And it just seemed like nobody was making any birdies. He decided to just finish things out 18 under. If you had told me 18 under was going to win that golf tournament, I would have said you were crazy. If it wasn't 20 plus coming into the weekend, I would have been shocked. And so I am therefore shocked, Brad.
I think Minwoo Lee would have been mad if you would have told him 18 under would have been the target because he was over aggressive on 18,
Yeah,
thinking he needed at least a birdie to be in the clubhouse.
that was brutality. And he's going for that win number one. It's always hard to get that first, baby. It's always
Yep.
hard to get that first. Unlike, marriage where all you need is one, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Here we go. Go
One and
team.
done.
Hey, one and done, baby. I'm a one and done. I told my dad I would make it in the NBA streets and, it'd be a one and done eventually. But
It's just
anyway,
a different path, right?
it was a different path. We got News God hanging out with us, tax-free enterprise. What's the motto? Like an MLS kick around. Oh, no, we're not talking the MLS slate today. I looked at it for like 2 seconds. Do you bet any MLS? I've known to partake from time to time, but I haven't touched it this year.
In comparison to how much I bet soccer, I don't really bet MLS. I'll bet like maybe 1 or 2 matches a month.
Oh, well, either way, you're missing pieces throughout Copa America right
It's
now
so
on some of
dumb.
these clubs too. It's so hard to handicap and so hard to figure out who's starting. I don't know most of the players on the teams as is. It's more of like this seems to be overvalued in certain spots, but
Yep.
I'm very much looking forward to MLS at full strength. I think that'll be a little bit more fun come end of July here post Copa America. But of course, this is Mr. Brad Thomas. Go follow him over on X. Go follow me. I'm Eric Lindquist, and we're doing a little crossover event. We've been doing this for the last 2 weeks now. We talk OddsShopper, we talk GoldBoys. It's awesome to be together, having both of our communities collide, hoping to build something really, really cool here as we talk through bets because, well, we like betting very much. We like winning money for you even more from time to time. No, I like winning more money myself. But anyway, that's beside the point. We are going to start and delve into what we've got going here for the Copa America streets. For those who don't know, Brad has been just smashing the corners game. He has been smashing the look ahead games with, Suarez did end up on the pitch in like the last 5 minutes of that America game. So I suppose there is that, but ended up not in the starting 11. But I think Argentina, Ecuador, the first one that we have on the docket on Thursday for the Copa America as we get into the next round. Looking forward to that tomorrow. Just Argentina, Lionel Messi, anything. But you do have a bet coming up here in the futures market. I want you to tell the people about it.
Yeah, I have a couple bets. Let's talk about the first future. I locked this in Uruguay to win the tournament. It's at 5-1, 550-1. FanDuel, it's at 6-1. Make sure you shop around. I don't think the price should be, it's better than it was to start the tournament. Yes, they're playing against Brazil, which I also have another bet in that as well, but I'll carry that in a second. Yes, they're playing Brazil, but this team has looked the best, if not second best, in this entire tournament. They're playing total football. I think if they get past Brazil and Colombia, obviously it's a tough road. You're not going to get, like, if they get past Brazil, you're going to already be at 3-1. Then you get past Colombia, you're going to be at probably plus 150 with Argentina being at minus 150. So it's not really something that you want to wait and see. But speaking of Uruguay and Brazil, I think I sent this slip to you too straight. Yep. I took Uruguay, draw no bet, plus one, even money, plus 100. The line is incorrect. Brazil is getting the Brazil treatment. If Brazil weren't named Brazil, if this team performance and everything that we've seen, not just in Copa America, but over the past 2 months, 3 months, and they were named Canada, they would be the dog in this. Not to mention, Vinicius Jr. is also going to be out due to yellow card suspension.
Mhm.
My biggest problem with Brazil is how they play. It's a bunch of individuals that are asked to do individual things. Well, the biggest problem with that is if you have a bunch of individuals and you're asking them for individual greatness, the greatest individual on your team is not playing. This Uruguay team plays together. They stay compact. They have move within space. I think they win this match in regular time, but just in case they don't, I get my money back if it's a draw.
For those who don't know, Uruguay 3-0 in that run out to get here, and obviously this is a terrible draw for both programs. I would say both countries. That is programs. What is this? College football. My brain is just whatever. But basically, looking at programs when you think about the USA malfunction, we've got Uruguay just smashing Panama 3-1. Then they smashed Bolivia 5-0. Finished off with a 1-0 with none of their regular routine dudes up top. So they have been on ice now for the last week. That's got to be helpful coming into this, no?
Yeah, it's going to be really helpful, and I think their confidence level is high because they beat Brazil a few months ago,
Mhm.
and they beat a full strength Brazil at that to make it better. I will pat myself on the back for calling Uruguay against United States. Bielsa is not. I just said it. Bielsa is not a coach who's going to lay down and take it. And he went out there with a strong 11 to start the match. Got the goal they needed, and then let his guys get a little bit of rest.
Yeah, for what it's worth, too, that booking on Vinicius was terrible. It was
Horrible.
it was an awful booking. So you're talking about the Brazil treatment, and all I think in the back of my mind is how bad that yellow card was.
It was so and like so I was like kind of like doing the dad thing. So I wasn't like 100% locked in. I saw the yellow card and I was like, oh my God, this must have been egregious. And I saw the replay and I was like, wait, no way. No way.
Yeah, it was pretty
Bad.
bad. But Allison, he's played in big games before.
Yep.
He's going to be those net minders, man. You get into these low scoring affairs. So I do like that the no draw play on that.
Yep.
Because again, Allison just freaks me out in net. Anytime he shows up,
He can
he
stand
can
on his head.
he can just be a stalwart. He's been doing it forever. For those who don't know, part of Liverpool, and they've had some squads here. They've had some squads of late. Very, very fun team over in the Premier League. I'm far more comfortable assessing those guys. I actually know who they are. Anybody over in the Premier League, stuff that I bet a lot more. So Euro, a little bit more comfortable looking into those streets. Is there anything from Euro that we need to be paying attention to as we jump away from Copa America?
Yeah, I for Euro, the futures market I didn't love, but I did have someone ask me, they said they had a free bet to take. What would they take? And I said I would take Cody Gakpo, golden boot. He's tied for the lead with most goals. He's plus 250, and he's also playing against in a match that's going to be high scoring. I'm on the over in this match over 2.5 at minus 120. If you want to play the Asian line over 2.75 for more than for plus odds, that's totally fine. I think Netherlands can score 3 goals themselves. Every single match Turkey have played in this tournament has gone over the 2.5 goals. They don't play defense. They're one of those teams, you hear people say the saying, no defense, all vibes. That's what they are. Even though they won the last match, they kept Austria to 1 goal. They had over a 3 expected goals allowed mark, which is insane.
That's a big number. That's a big, big number. You got 3 actual goals from the Netherlands
Yeah.
yesterday. That was fun to watch. Kind of a last second, didn't really matter. Just a stat padding goal, I suppose, at the
Yeah.
end of that game. But it was still fantastic to watch. Can't believe how many Netherlands 1.5. What is that? Not the run line. It's the goal line, I
Goal line,
suppose,
yeah.
in soccer. I can't believe how many of those tickets existed out in the world yesterday. Was that like the most public square play of all time in soccer? Because I feel like I saw 4 or 5 of those tickets.
No, but it was pretty popular. I had the game projected at 3-1, and I was saying I don't know if I want to place a bet on the side, so I ultimately didn't end up placing a bet on the side, but it makes sense. Romania, despite having such a great tournament, they're still not good. I feel like if they didn't win that first match and just kind of shock Ukraine early, they probably weren't going to be in the position they were.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's. I'm so excited for the Euro finals. I mean, especially with the US out. I was enjoying Euro more as is. it's stressful being USA Soccer. It is not
Yes.
in. I can't imagine that that Christian Pulisic had a very I did not have an enjoyable experience in this tournament. That is for sure. Excited to get back to Europe himself.
Yep. Really
Um,
excited. He's probably like, I go somewhere, play against grateful fans, play with a manager who knows what they're doing. I think they have a new manager. I can't remember who it is, but they have a new manager this season at AC Milan. It's going to be exciting for him. He's going to be glad to kind of take a break from the United States until they figure out their coaching situation and how to get better before World Cup 2026.
Before we shift gears over to MLB, set the line on Jurgen Klinsmann getting fired within the next month.
You mean Berhalter?
Or Berhalter, sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, Berhalter. We like Jurgen Klinsmann. My
Yeah.
bad. Yeah, I like him very much.
Minus 250.
That's pretty decent.
I made it bigger. I had it smaller until all of these really big like United States soccer like what are they called, like supporters clubs, went out publicly and made addresses to fire him.
Yeah,
And
the
that
Outlaws came out with the long
Outlaws,
spiel.
the one with the Hispanic name. Sorry if it's not Hispanic, but it sounds Hispanic to me. That supporters came out with it too. So like it's pretty big.
You're in Florida, you're allowed. It's okay. These are good things.
I mean, it probably is like the American supporters who speak Spanish. Like we have those things. I just didn't want to be disrespectful. That's not what it is.
No, totally understandable, my guy. But everybody hanging out in the chat, we love to see you guys there. We see Big Money New Jersey. Love you, my guy. Thank you for tailing everything here and joining in on the party that has been the homers of late. Blackman 2 days ago, Suzuki yesterday, 5 of 6 on Monday. If I got one more total base from Lane Thomas, because I do like, I always put $20 or like $30 on like the parlay of all my plays together just because it looks so good in a screenshot from time to time. Not to try to like, because it's all relative to what your bankroll is and everything. But I'm like, let's free roll a little bit of it here. If Lane Thomas gets one more bag, I'm in Tahiti right now. I'm not on this program, or I'm doing the Blair Witch Project with the phone in my hand.
Yeah, like you're at the beach, man, and you have like you actually have like your own personal server bringing you the cocktail.
Oh man, it would be straight up beautiful. And this shirtless, it's not so bad. It's not so bad. We're working on the fitness, baby. We're working on the fitness. With that said, friends, we got a little commercial for you here quick. 30 seconds. Check out GoldBoys. Check out OddsShopper. Check out all the goodness at the link below. A lot of you here, I know that you are aware of it, but just firing it up for the people. Here we go.
Communities on the planet with a Discord to match. We're going to show you how easy it is to get 1 month free of GoldBoys.com just for signing up at BetMGM using code GoldBoys. Sign up at MGM with code GoldBoys, deposit a minimum of $10, and get your first bet back at BetMGM up to $1,500. After signing up at BetMGM, send a screenshot of you using code GoldBoys to promohelp@goldboys.com to get your first month free. 21 or older, gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
And we are back, baby. Let's talk a little MLB here today. We've got a big slate, 15 games, and normally on Wednesdays we get morning baseball. We're usually live sweating something about this point in time, usually some ridiculous K-prop or a couple of homers, just to make it interesting sometimes in these mornings if you don't absolutely love anything. But we have all of the docket coming our way, starting up at what? 6:40 Eastern, and then it's going to be 10 baseball games at once again. It's kind of heaven, kind of hell for me at the same time as somebody who starts his process, an hour or two before the games start for the next day, which is always wild. But I am shocked at some of the line movement in a couple of these games. I'll highlight a couple of them, but before I dive into a couple of the things I'm looking at, Mr. Bradley, what looks great to you on today's baseball slate?
Yeah. Baseball B-Rad came out with a play. I was handicapping some stuff for work. And, there's a guy who I feel like it's weird. He doesn't get talked about often, especially for as great as he's playing. That's Rafael Devers of the Red Sox. I took him to hit a home run. I feel like, and this is speculation at this point, but it feels like he's hitting a home run every other game. Didn't hit one last game. Due to hit one this game. You can get about plus 570, plus 600 on him. He's going up against Trevor Rogers. But the numbers on Devers are sick. 97.2 exit velo, 40% hard hit percentage. Dude's just putting, barrel on ball. And I feel like you could play his total bases, but I just went with home run. Gives me a little excitement. I think he's going to hit one.
Yeah, I think this is a great price. Obviously, the ballpark is the main reason you're getting plus 575. You're heading to Miami. When they have those little flaps open and the wind can come in and you can get some of that humidity, sounds great. But this dome in Miami is just always a cavern. However, left on left, no discrimination here, Squirrel. I absolutely love getting some Rafael Devers homers at anything better than plus 500. You could basically blindly bet Rafael Devers because, like, one of the weird things that my brain always does because a big part of what I do is projecting home runs. I know some people find them, quote, unprojectable. I could not disagree. There has to be some form of luck. Like, people try to pitch around certain things, but the strike zone exists for a reason. And putting players on base with other players protecting you, like Aaron Judge, if it didn't matter, if it wasn't projectable, we would just say, oh, Aaron Judge. No, nobody could have known he was going to hit 50, 55. No, it's projectable to a certain extent. And you have Rafael Devers sitting there with something close to plus 600. Like, how many homers would you expect him to hit on this season? I would say more than 30. So in any regard, like any situation, 162 game season, you divide that out by 30. You could blindly back Rafael Devers against a gas can at plus 575 and know that you're getting good value. How about that for some quick off the top of the dome math?
Yep, that's what it's funny because we put all this effort, this work in tracking ballparks and tracking obviously no weather here, but like with weather, and then you get numbers like for guys who are plus 200 to hit a home run, and then you start thinking about that long term. You're like, wow, that's really not that great. But then when you sit around at plus 600, then it kind of equalizes.
Yeah, it does. It really does. It's price and probability. I've said this for years and years and years. It's like, in my brain, I've always thought of expected win percentage, relative to what the odds you're being presented are. And something can be a bet or it cannot be a bet purely based on that. It doesn't need to have any other definition attached to it. I could give you launch angle. I can give you humidity. I can give you how a player performs in the evening window for however long. It doesn't matter. Steven Strasburg, the one guy where I actually thought about humidity ever because he was terrible above a certain threshold in Washington, but rip, he's now since left us. Good stuff. But I didn't send over a ticket on this one, but I want to throw out another identical plus 575. Tyler Stevenson. This is like my favorite thing to do with home runs for people who don't. Well, there's two things that I love to do with home runs that can really set something apart from just somebody's hitting the ball hard and somebody has like a decent pedigree as a bopper. But my favorite things, one, being a strikeout hitter up against a non-strikeout arm, because it gives you more range of outcomes, like more balls that get put into play. And my other thing is a low launch hitter going up against a high launch pitcher. And that is exactly what we have today with Carlos Rodon sitting there with just a 35.4% ground ball rate, 34.3% fly ball rate in Yankee Stadium with humidity. I love Tyler Stevenson getting plus 575. That is over at Bet Rivers for the people who have access to such things. I would be firing that one up in bulk there. Even anything better than plus. I mean, I had this as a break-even number closer to the plus 400 mark. And so you get anything above that at any book whatsoever, and I'm going to be firing that one up. So that's already been on the card. I bet that one when I woke up this morning. I like that for a small home run play. Right, just to wet your whistle here as we're getting into things, but I want to ask you, because this is probably the strangest money line movement that I can remember in a long, long time. We have Zach Wheeler and Shota Imanaga. Now, both of them have been shelled, absolutely shelled within their last three outings. You saw Shota Imanaga give up 3 homers, 11 runs, I believe it was, just an absolute smackdown that he received. And then Zach Wheeler went up against Baltimore, the best team in baseball, with lefty power and ISO well over 200, just ridiculous stuff from them. He gets shelled by them. I'm going to say 2 of those things are not equal. Again, the Mets have been hot, but like getting shelled by the Mets, that seems strange to me. And then Shota Imanaga, all of his expected stats going up against Zach Wheeler, it is like day and night. 296 xWOBA is decent from Imanaga, but Wheeler sitting 275 xWOBA. 24.1% K rate, decent for Shota Imanaga. Way better for Zach Wheeler, 26.7% K rate. This line has moved 10 to 15 cents in favor of the Cubs overnight. I went into the relievers. Strom and Alvarado from the left side are available, where you could get those matchups later in the game. So I don't have to worry about platoon all that much. What am I missing here? What is going on? Why are people betting the Cubs here?
I don't know, man. I do not know.
I want the Phillies very badly. That's what I'm getting at.
It's I don't know. I feel like the price is because I can't even justify it with the price here on the Cubs. Like you're not getting some amazing number.
No, you're getting like barely into plus money territory for
Yeah.
there are two teams in baseball or in the National League, excuse me, who have worse records than the Cubs. The Rockies and the Marlins. That's the company you're keeping with the Cubs. And I get it. We have the best three hitters on the entire Philadelphia Phillies team in Real Muto, Schwarber, and Harper that are out right now. But even still, I just don't get this. Imanaga is a fly ball pitcher with the wind blowing out, having issues with barrels, 9.6% barrel percentage. I don't see what this, like, I don't understand why this moved 10, 15 cents. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. I'm a ton now.
No. You know, what's funny is like when I see like these big line moves and then you see like everyone's going to be on the Cubs, then this massive line moves hits. That's when I'm more comfortable just taking the other side on the team that I trust more against a pitcher that they set up better against.
Yeah, it's just so weird to me. I'm going to look at the first 5 market for it too. I might double dip. I already double dipped. But anyway, minus 117, anything better than minus 125, I would be betting in a heartbeat. And every line is well within that number here on the Philadelphia side. I'd be betting this up to minus 135 if I'm being dead serious. So It is an absurd line to me. So congratulations on the Cubs getting to Zach Wheeler and winning this one 10-0. That is the inevitable run out. We've also got one spot that I do want to bring up that I didn't get too in depth with yesterday on Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks over on the OddsShopper YouTube channel, which you can check out every single night before Monday through Friday. But I want to talk for a second about Coors Field because we've got Colin Ray, who just is a gas can going up against Dakota Hudson, who's another absolute gas can. I hate the Colorado Rockies for not getting to Dallas Keuchel yesterday. I had a little bit of a team total stand, if you will, with a couple of spots, laddered that a little bit. But anything stand out to you here? Because for me, I just look at Coors Field. I look at the weather in this one. Looks pretty neutral, but up to 11 and a half here. I'm considering an underplay purely because you could get to a number of these relievers. Nobody really got all that utilized. Keuchel pitched deeper into that game yesterday than I expected. That's not what I was getting at. I was getting at the over here on this one. I like the over.
I made this like face and I was like,
model.
I like went back and looked at my numbers and I was looking at the sheet and I was like, okay, let me see. Yeah, maybe I can justify it. I was trying to be a friendly co-host and my face turned.
Nope. Over 11 is the play that I was going to ask you about, where he pitched into that one than I expected here. This is me hosting here at the moment. Why am I doing live here? But I already have a ticket on this one too. Over 11. But I was just curious if there was anything that made the under stand out to you, because again, that's taking money here this morning, and I'm not seeing this one either.
No, I'm not seeing it. Weather's actually hold on, I'm looking at the weather may help you a little if you're betting the under.
Wind blowing in again.
Yeah, blowing in 11 miles per hour. But I just don't like the under here.
I don't either. So 11 and a half minus 105 over at FanDuel at the moment and working through it. So I got 11. It's up to 11 and a half, but now the under taking money. I'm just confused with everything going on in baseball today. And these lines are moving in ways. Normally I can predict like, okay, this is going to be a publicly backed team. Okay. This pitcher is going to get, a lot of money against him every single time out. And I can see like 10, 15 cent differences. And I don't read too much into it sometimes, but these have gone completely in opposite directions of where I anticipated them going. But anyway, now for the 11 and a halves to be taking money. Good luck to you on that one, everybody. Coors Field, I need runs. Well, we're getting close to the end of our boarding walk, but we've got some John Deere Classic. Ooh, darling. Nothing like who was the guy that you posted the other day? Well, was it Thor Bjornsson, who's like low number? No, it was Nick
Dunlap. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Yeah, no, he definitely, he won an event this year. That's what I heard.
He did win an event. We're in a world where it's not only that he is 30-1, he was bet down from 40-1 to 31. Bet down. Nick Dunlop. Man, but listen, you know what's funny? Nick Dunlop, I figured out the kind of golfer he's going to be that you target him. You target him at these like smaller field events where he can just spin the ball out there, spray it out there. Like obviously you want
The
course
Corrales,
accuracy here.
he's going to be a stud.
What'd you say?
The Corrales Punta Cana, he's going to be a stud.
He's going to be a Corrales guy, go play out in Vedanta. Like those are going to be his fields, the JDC. So it makes sense. But God, 30-1. But then Sepp Straka, and no disrespect, he's the defending champion. Sepp Straka's down to 15-1.
I love Sepp Straka. You can get him 16-1. He's identical over with Mr. Sung J M on DraftKings.com here at the moment. I actually just sent over the odds over on DraftKings just to see if we can throw those up on the screen for a quick second. Shout out our producer, just absolutely crushing it. Gregory behind the scenes there. I love you, my dude. You're crushing it. He's also hanging out here in his free time, making sure that we can be taken care of. What a guy. And also, it sounds like Casino Frequenter with Mr. Brad Thomas.
Yeah, just man, this tournament is okay, so you know, Golf Tips Checker had asked, he was like, who is the worst price on the board? And then I kept going through the pricing and I was like, wow, bad price. And I like named like 6 guys. And then I realized I looked at my golfers that I'm betting and I'm like, holy crap. Every golfer that I bet has a bad price. Why don't we just load up on Kelly Craft at 300-1? At least we're getting a good price.
You just threw out amateur legend Kelly Craft. How could you? I mean, Kelly Craft has some golf game from back in the day. I played against Kelly Craft and it did not go well. We'll put it that way. He could play some golf.
I mean, I like Kelly Craft first round leader too, like 150-1.
Mm-hmm. I looked at 120-1 KH Lee, but then I realized KH Lee is broken and you need to make putts in putt-offs. So that's a problem. Worked through it. CT Pan at 120-1. Probably not the spot that I'm going to end up firing that one up either, but I do have one really long shot. And when you're playing really good golf on the cornferry.com tour and finding ways to make lots of birdies, and then you enter a scoring fest and you've been winning, there is something to it. There just is. Winners win. That's why you want to see, these college kids go out, dominate college ranks, have a card waiting for you, and then they can hit the ground running. That's what we're going to see with Thor Bjornsson to some extent. I'm not going to be in on him less than 100-1, but how does Harry Higgs at 150-1 sound to you right now?
I took him at 175-1. Two wins on the KFT this year. Dude, he's good at Birdie Fest, and like, I think it was better that he did the whole bounce back, the bounce back between tours and then picked up some wins because it gives him a little extra confidence.
Yeah, it does. Winning breeds winning in golf. I'm just convinced of it. I always have been. I always will be. If you felt the gun of the pressure, I mean, the guy holed out for Eagle in that second Korn Ferry one to get into a playoff, then makes it bomb. If you're not following like Korn Ferry Tour golf, I don't blame you. I understand that one, but my buddy Chris Baker from college is still, out there grinding on the Korn Ferry, and he's been on tour, played with Tiger over at Torrey Pines a couple of years ago now, but he's had an unbelievable golf career and is still out there just putting in the work. And so I'm always paying attention to it, always paying attention to where he is on the leaderboard. I saw Pierce and Cootie sitting at 150-1. I was looking in the range, and then I ran into Harry Higgs. Wanted to throw that one out there. Not very often you get somebody who's won 2 professional golf tournaments at like the G League level of PGA golf within the last month. Qualifies for US Open. He's just absolutely playing phenomenal golf. So at 150-1, I'm glad you got in at 175. That wins. That's even better.
Yeah, I mean, all I need is for Harry Higgs to be in contention on Sunday, and I have some opportunities to go around and hedge. So
I love it. Well, guys, that does it for us here on this program today. If you enjoyed it, If you enjoy hanging out with us, Mr. Brad Thomas, Mr. Eric Lindquist, I'm going to just call myself Mr. now because I see it
I
on
love it.
your moniker. I want you guys to just smash the like button so we can keep doing these videos. I want this thing to build. I want this to be able to be a collaboration that we can be proud of and put together a lot of fun content for you that isn't just our normal everyday, hey, you see me on Lindy's, you see Brad over on NBC Sports, which seems like a little bit of an upgrade. I'm not going to lie. But either way, tell the people where they can find you and then why you love working with me so much.
Man, you can find me everywhere at BetUS TV, doing these shows with GoldBoys, NBC Sports, and of course on X at Mr. Brad Thomas. Dude, I'm glad we're doing this together. You know, it's always fun to do a show with sharp minds. Also fun to do a show with sharp minds that take it serious because I'm about making money. I love having fun, but I would be lying to say I am not going. I'm in this just to have fun. Yeah, betting on sports is fun, but it's not fun when you're losing money. So I like another sharp mind in the show.
Man, that was beautiful. I like working with him because he's got the coolest wardrobe that I've ever seen, and I aspire to live up to that one day. Take that shirt to Tampa and go get yourself some dollars, sir. Can you do
Yes,
that for
man.
me?
Someone keep the slot machine ready for your boy.
All right, it's coming in hot. It's going to be beautiful. Wheel of Fortune with the boys, by the way, might be my favorite thing in the entire world. It's up there. I stole that from like a Bill Simmons thing forever ago, where he was like, "That's what I did when I went on my bachelor party to Vegas," and yeah. And I was like, "Dad, that sounds stupid."
It's
Truly the
amazing.
greatest thing ever. It's
You
amazing.
go in the
And I'm
high
not a
roller
snob.
room for anybody. You go in the high roller room. You all put all your money down, play max credits, and then listen. Because like if you hit at minimum, you're hitting for like $2 or $3 grand minimum.
Yep.
And then you're like, okay, well now we can play more, or we can just take this and go to the bar.
Take it and go to the bar. That's always the right call.
Always.
Thank you, everybody, for hanging and tuning in here today. We'll be back next Monday. We're doing this Monday, Wednesday. Normally going to be around 3 p.m. Eastern time, 12 p.m. Pacific. But for this week, wanted to move it ahead here for the 4th of July. Have a happy, safe holiday, my friends. Let's get ourselves the heck up out of here. Best of luck. Let's win some money tonight.